problems.
Good night, good night.
Team family again. So it is that time. Yes, it is that time where we are about to embark upon this very interesting topic. Is a soulmate a real thing? Brought us by one of our Burn team members, Candy Barbara. Wake up. So people, we need to hear from the team family. Is a soulmate
A real thing?
a real thing? Pleasant afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you're looking at this. Yes? Riri. Pleasant night, day, morning, everything.
Everything, wherever you are.
Yes. Julie on the inside. That's it. She does it.
Julie, early, yeah, missing out. Yeah,
So,
missing it.
as we, people covered at the live, the team family covered at the live. The question of the day, night, morning, evening, noon is a soulmate a real thing? So we'll be delving into how this term was brought about. We will be delving into the different words that are used in the sentence to make up, what we are talking about at this present junction. So we're gonna get the origin of this thing called soulmate. I know some of us romanticize about it. Some of us, it is a religious connotation. Some of us don't believe in it.
That's like when I read problems.
Right? So, Julie, stay on this life for the whole life, Stay on this life. Right? And a lot of us have different views, and you know what? There is no right or wrong answer. Big up Wayland on Hill and more you reach your inside. Julie, going on here.
It's been years. What has been years?
Right. So, in this forum, there is no right and wrong answer. What I would like, what Chika would like, is to hear you all views about it, and we could even listen to our members as well and see how best we could look at things from a different angle and a different perspective. Where some people might have a religious connotation to the word or phrase soulmate, others might have a romantic side, and some of us even have a mystical side. Yeah? So, as we enter and we embark on this particular topic, we encourage everyone in the comment section to place their views, their perceptions. Chika?
Yes. So maybe you can start now. Because we're not really hearing anybody saying or seeing anyone saying anything. Alright. So the origin of soulmates, right, is actually from the Greek mythology, right, and they considered it actually split souls and not really soulmate, but one body, one soul that is split into two because of, the gods were angry and they decided, well, you see the trouble here
Pleasant night, Candace Bowen.
Yeah, but a lot of soulmates coming on
Right?
tonight.
So Candice Bowen has known me for many, many years. Right? So big up Candice Bowen. Right? Candice, tell us, what is your view on soulmate? So in the comments, this is going to be a very interesting topic.
Yes, it is.
So Chika highlighted that one of the origins of soulmate was from the Egyptian mythology. So in abstract view, forgetting all the storylines, is that it is really one soul split in two and placed at opposite ends, trying to find themselves to become whole again. That is the Egyptian mythology for soulmate.
Soulmates, yes.
Right? Candice Bowen, you could put here. Right, so
Be
Julie,
in trouble tonight.
tell me what you think soulmate is. If you believe in it, you don't. The connotations, Candice Bowen, and everyone on this live can now put in the comment section what they think soulmate
Yes.
is.
Everyone, we really want to hear from you. Do you all believe that it, yes, yes, I'm waiting for you now. Now say like that's a message. This young lady here.
Candy Barbara is on the line. Candy Barbara was the one who suggested this topic, so big up
Yes.
Candy Barbara. And while you all on the live, feel free to suggest the next topic so everybody could vote to decide what we're talking about next. So this is all on you guys to participate.
Yes. All right. So next, where did the word soulmate come about from? All right. Anybody have any idea? Who came up with that?
Wow.
Anybody?
Right?
Still waiting for you all then.
Yes. I don't believe. Okay.
All right.
Right. So she thinks it's a myth. Miss
Right.
Andrews. Big up Miss Andrews.
Yes. Who shall be working with us tomorrow?
Miss Andrews, you are working with us tomorrow. So if you're looking at this on YouTube, remember to look at your fellas. Ladies, subscribe to the YouTube. And if you're looking at this on Facebook, like the page, share this live. So Candy, everybody share this live. Miss Andrews will be working with us this morning. So, tomorrow. So, for the people who want to know where we're going to be at, because the gym is closed, just a quick sideline. We are on Alexander Hill tomorrow morning walking for all them and those who are interested.
Alright, so I'm seeing that Miss Andrews says she don't believe in it. She feels it's a myth, but not anymore. So please tell us why it is. Share your experiences in the comment section of why it is you now believe in, soulmates. Right? Candice Bowen say I don't believe it exists. Still looking. So she's still looking. So if you don't believe it exists, why are you still looking?
Lovely, I like that vibes. And again, there is no right or wrong answer tonight. Right? I just want to be devil's advocate because I started it early. Anybody who believes you can have multiple soulmates, you can put some hearts in the comment section. Or to believe that it may seem like a soulmate, but it end up being, how to put it, wolf in sheep clothing. Put some hearts in the comments.
You see the wolf in sheep clothing, that kind of tricky too in that sense.
Because it could start off feeling like something right and then it is end up crazy. I think a lot of people could attest to that. A relationship starts off nice and then something happens and then it starts to go downhill.
But you always remember there are many different types of relationships.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So the first explanation is from Greek mythology. For those who missed it, Chika said that in Greek mythology there is one original soul that has been separated at the other ends of the universe trying to find its way back to being whole again. That is one.
Right. Two. Right, so now we have Samuel Taylor, who is a poet. He spoke about soulmate in one of his poems, saying that
Something
to be happy in married life,
Papa.
right, you must have a soulmate.
Right. So
That's the romantic side of the soulmates.
the other explanation, as Chika said, reiterate, was Samuel Taylor. He was a poet from 1822 and he coined the phrase soulmate in some of his early poems. And what he suggested is that for a happy marriage, you should have a soulmate. So that's his interpretation in his poems from 1822, Mr. Samuel Taylor.
No, so Rihanna believes in soulmates.
Really?
And Miss Candy Barbara, she said, I do not believe in soulmate, but what I believe is that given the situation or relationship, you are able to overlook the shortcomings of someone in order to have a steady, serious relationship.
Very eloquently put. Yes, oh boy.
Alright, so
well done, Candy.
Yes. Right, so once it is you're really serious about, a relationship with someone, I mean, everybody, no one is perfect, right? We all have things that persons may not like, we may do things, we may say things, and, the shortcomings, as Candy said, right? So yes, if it is we really truly love that person and want to build a relationship with that person, like having a life partner, then forget about that. Build together, see how we can make ourselves, better. Now we have Miss Andrews saying that
Miss Andrews.
movies have a big part to play, right? Believing in it at a point in time until I realized just that this reality, these people have scripts and roles to play, living in a world where it seems impossible. So yes, movies really have a very great influence, even music as well. It has a great influence on what people believe in, because we know it have a lot of songs that speak about it. So now I don't really know what these songs that speak about it, but I know there are songs out there that speak about, finding that soulmate or believing that they have found, their soulmate. Yeah?
So we have romanticized a bit about that too.
A lot.
Yes, and I think that we steered ourselves more to the romance side of soulmate and not like other directions. So to the new people coming in on the live, this topic is very touchy, right? So it is having a soulmate a real thing? Right, and what do you believe?
Especially the soap opera, like Bold and Beautiful, I hold it from back in the house by itself.
Right, so what else do people believe? So we heard some people believe it. We had another person say they didn't and then they started back. Right? And we have people being misled by all the movies and songs and
right, so it's what you believe in. Right, so we still want to hear guys. We are not seeing the guys.
There are guys on the live, but they're quiet.
We want to hear from you. We don't want you to just be looking on. Let us know. Do you think that a soulmate is real? Do you think that you found your soulmate or soulmates? Right now, yes. So let's talk about that. Do you all believe that there's only one soulmate, or you can have more than one soulmate?
Yes, people, and again, I think this topic is a very broad topic.
Very broad.
And we are on the romantic side of the spectrum, but we should explore the avenues, because I think maybe you're on work and you work well with somebody. They don't have to be a romantic partner, and you all click very well. Can that be a soulmate?
Yes, it can. It can.
Right? Even family members. Something happens to a family member, or even a close friend. You feel pain when it is something happens to that person. Can that be a soulmate as well? So for all those who are on the live right now, we welcome you.
Yes, welcome.
Yes. Platonic, yes.
Yes.
So the topic is a soulmate a real thing?
Yes, people.
Does it exist? Is it in our minds? Is it in just Hollywood? What about the spiritual aspects? People who believe in that spiritual side, what do you think about that? The emotional tie? Yes?
So now, the question is now, we hear the word soulmate, but what is a soul and what is a mate?
Lovely.
Right?
So I think Chika is going to break down the meaning of soul and the meaning of mate.
Right. So we have soul. Now we all know that we are human. I believe we are all human.
Hopefully.
Right? So it is the spiritual side of it. Right? It is also the emotional side of the person. So spirituality and emotional.
Yes.
Right? So that is soul, that is your soul. Right? Now we have mates. Now you might say that's my mate, but what is really a mate? When you hear the word mate, you either think about a sexual relationship, right? Somebody was a partner, or it could be, as we say, classmate, schoolmate. So it could be anything that has a joint relationship.
True.
Or sort of communication. You're in the same space. If you're in the same building, you might say
Work
that's my
mate.
work. Yes.
Yeah.
That's my workmate.
Yeah.
So may hear the word mate very often, right? So it can be something sexual, or it can be just that you are in the same circle. Yeah?
So people, for the people who are now joining, this is basic unconventional raw nutrition. Again, we are dealing with the emotional health, financial health, physical health. So we're dealing with the holistic vibration. Remember to share this live, like the page, share the page. And today, tonight, morning, evening, whenever you're looking at this, the topic is a soulmate a real thing? Big up everybody on the live, big up the Burn Team members. We thank you for, stopping by and dropping your vibration. So Chika, do you believe in this thing we call?
Well, to be honest, right, you see when the topic came about last week during the What is Sexy session, I'm like, I never really thought about soulmates, and it never really crossed my mind too much, right, because I more believe in having a life partner, that's just me, right, so soulmate never really, but I know that there are always persons who will cross your paths that will play a very, an important role in sometimes different parts of your life, right? And sometimes a soulmate in that case, because I decided, let me go and read up about this soulmate, because
Right.
I really never had a discussion about what a soulmate is,
Right.
if it is real, all those different things. So I checked it out, and one of the things that I came across is that one, you can have many soulmates, right? You don't necessarily need to spend your whole life with them, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a romantic relationship with them.
Yeah.
But when I heard the word soulmate, a lot of time it relates to having a marriage or a sexual relationship, right? That union, that type of union. Yeah? So, a soulmate is not no honky-dory thing that everybody thinks it is. Ooh, it's a bed of roses, it's all fancy, it sounds nice, soulmate, I believe I met my soulmate. No. Right? So, yes. So, you're going to meet people who are going to encourage you. Now, you might have a goal, you might have a dream, you have a purpose. Everybody have a purpose.
Yes.
Right? So, once it is you have a purpose, sometime in order to fulfill that purpose, there are persons who need to cross your path in order for you to grow, in order for you to actually fulfill that purpose. Whoever it is. You might be going on, it might have 3 different roads, but it's still going to come to that one place. Right? And whichever road you take, it's going to have persons on that road that will be able to either help you fulfill that purpose. Right? And that person might drive you towards fulfilling the purpose that you have in life, whatever that purpose is. Now, if you don't meet that person, or you don't meet persons, because it may not be one, it might be 2. And if you realize that in life, right, for those of you who have been around, there'll be different people who
been around. What else?
I mean, been around. It might have somebody who's 15 years on the life you don't know.
Cool.
Right? So, you realize that you meet different people along the way just for that time. Sometimes it just might be once. You might never see that person again. and they play a vital role. That just might be a soulmate for that just that one point in time, one day.
So what we tend to see in the origin of the statement, they got burn team. Chika is wearing one of our burn team jerseys. Yeah, take it in. You know, I had to advertise the thing. Right. So because this phrase or sentence has been drowned and booted in mystery and mysticism, and you know, it has a very deep root in that kind of spiritual, and you know, it tends to play on some of our emotions. So we have an emotional response or an emotional vibe when coming to hear that phrase soulmate. And in reality, anything that comes together for a purpose, you meet, you agree. So if it is we have a project doing and we have a team coming together to do a project, we come together.
Yes, teammates.
Teammates. So when you're playing a sport and you're coming together for a particular objective, that is your teammate. Because you all are coming together to fulfill a particular objective. So sometimes when phrases are used in certain contexts, we tend to run away with it, and I think this term, we run away with it a lot.
Yes.
Right? We have teammate, classmate, workmate, right? Because schoolmate, because we come in together to achieve a particular goal. Whether it be 2 people, 3, 5, 10. Sometimes a team is 22 people coming together to do a project. Right? And that's a team. Burn team is mate. Right? Because we coming together as a teammate. Right? We coming together to train. We coming together to, you know, eat right. We coming together to edify each other. So, soulmate. Right?
It just might feel like a much stronger connection than somebody else along the way.
Yeah.
So you may be on work, you may even be in a class with persons for many years, right? And they never felt that connection. But then one day you might go to another place and meet someone and you feel a very strong connection to that person, and that person will be considered or can be considered your soulmate.
So as we continue, if you're now joining the live, share it. And the topic of the day, night, morning, whenever you're looking at this, is a soulmate a real thing? So, people, we welcome your views, we welcome what you think. So, you know, feel free in the comment section to say no. What is your view here? In different views, you hear Chika view, we had Candy Barbara's view, we had Julie's view, we had Candice Bowen view. So, for the people who didn't comment, you know, feel free. Candy saying people commented.
Yes, so people come into our life for different reasons and also in different seasons, and that is true. Yeah, it just may be for a very, very short time, but you may never forget that person. You may have plenty of people you meet along the way, and you might forget them. It's like, who are you speaking about?
Yeah.
Right? And then there are others who will leave what they call a footprint in your heart or something like that. Now poetry again, you know, quotes again, you know, talking about, you know, life and people you meet along the way. So yes, some people leave the impact. They made a great impact in your life. When people make impacts in your life, you will not forget them, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent.
So share this live, pull up a chair, you know, because it is a very interesting topic. And everyone has their own views. Some people believe it's a spiritual thing. Some people believe it's just, you know, people coming together to do something great. Some people believe it's a mystical thing. This person is out there and you need to find them. And you know, then some people it might be a sexual thing. It might be an emotional thing. So again, we are here and we are chilling in the virtual lounge What people come into?
Yes.
Yes, right? So yes, Candy said people came into your life for a reason. Chika reiterated. So as we moving forward,
So let us shout out some people. I'm seeing my mother on the live. Good night, good night.
like some people, nice one.
Well, yes, I can't see everybody else, but I'm seeing her on the live.
Right,
So, mommy, if you want to could, make a comment and say if you believe, if soulmate is a real thing or not.
right, and much love to everyone on the live. Moms, big up yourself. Right, and we are thankful for people coming and sharing their view. Is about edification. There's no wrong or right. Chika might have a view, I might have a view, but it's good to hear perspectives so that it could broaden the way we think about different things. Yes?
So we didn't see any guy comment on if they believe if there's a soulmate or not.
Guys are on the live, but
They are not commenting.
I think the guys are afraid to get in trouble.
Guys have no reason to get in trouble.
Right? So, moving, being devil's advocate again. The emotional side of having a soulmate is the thing that kind of drives females.
Yes.
I think that's why I'm not hearing males getting all wrapped up in this. It's not really a male topic. So I'm asking now Chika, I'm asking Candy, I'm asking the women on the live, I'm asking the females present, right? Why females only turn or lead themselves to the emotional side and the romantic side and not look at it from even a business side or a work side or a teammate side? Why is that? Chika.
I don't know because I've never really thought about soulmate. Yes.
Okay.
Remember I said,
And then again, spiritually, people believe again that there's this one person there.
Yes.
What do you think? Where's your view? Since it is we putting everybody on the spot, and it have people on the live looking on.
No,
what is your view as well, people?
Soulmate.
Yeah.
If it is you romanticize it, then you believe that there's one soulmate out there. Right? And some people say they're actually looking for that soulmate. And then if it is a belief that you may have many soulmates for different reasons, then you'll be more open to meeting new persons and doing new things along the way as you experience life.
So from listening to everyone's perspective, they jump out very hard. The ladies jump out hard. And listening to Chika's perspective, Candy, Barbara, Julie, right? And what we are gathering, because again, it is not you right, I'm wrong, right? Is just gathering information and gathering perspective. And I think the soulmate thing is broader than what we really was perceiving it to be in the first place, right? It could be a friendship. It could be a family. I know it have some people, they and the cousins so good.
Yes.
True talking life.
Let my cousin reach.
Right? And I think there are family members, cousins that are even closer than brother and sister.
Yes.
And even that could be a soulmate as well. So it's not only romantic or sexual or going down a particular road, but I think even good friends. Because when something happens to one of your soulmates, because I believe you have more than one soulmate, you feel it in your stomach, right? If something happened to your good cousin, you start to feel it down here. Something happened to your mom, your sister, your child, you start to feel it in a place, that it tearing you, it hurting you, right? And I think we overlooked that part, and we only focused on the emotional and the romantic and the mystical, and we forgot that, hey, if we really look around properly, we may have more than one soulmate. Family, maybe a workmate, it could be a friend, it could be of the same sex, a partner. We are soldiers, we have, and if something happens to that male counterpart, you're feeling it, that is your partner from school or however long. And females the same way.
Yeah.
Candy. One thing about Candy Mara, she gets very much in detail when she's asking a question.
So she's saying, until this evening, I never looked at it beyond romance because of the picture it was painted to me. On the other hand, I look at things in the form of business partner, friendship, or someone so close you consider them as a sibling.
Yep. And I think no, because we're hearing everybody's perspective. I think we started off with people having a negative vibe because they were in a relationship and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And they tried to join the soulmate thing to the bad relationship, and then they have a kind of bad taste in the mouth.
Yeah.
For the term, where the term is broader than just romantic situation. It is broader than just, So, I think now, dealing with this, we might even have a personal friend, each one of us, that if they call us now and say something happened, we start to feel a kind of pain. And that is an indication that that person is your soulmate. Because in your soul, in your gut, something happened, you feel it. A family member, a workmate, think about that.
Yeah.
The way Mr. Samuel Taylor from 1822, when they started to make them poems and started to sing those songs and they started to romanticize it, I think it carried people down a wrong road.
Yeah.
And because it was tied into relationship and people having a lot of bad relationships, they look very vaguely at the term. Yeah? So, I see new people on the live. We want to welcome you again.
Yes, welcome.
And I want you all to share this live. If you're not coming on, this is soulmate, a real thing.
Yes.
So Chika, as we collecting perspective, yes, we collecting perspective here. What is your view now? You have a little slighter view?
Well,
No, because you said before, when the topic came, you had to kind of research. You didn't think you had the,
Yes. But the thing about it is, I still always believe that, we meet people in life for, a purpose. Right? So we see that we have a comment from Sinali. I agree with you. You always feel something which is sometimes unexplainable.
Yeah. And big up Miss Bartholomew, brand ambassador, big things. Right? No. I just want to throw that question because devil's advocate. Right?
You sure know this question too.
All the females, because they are women here, the man and them hiding. Right? So, ladies who had more than one male in their life, because I know females, you might have a boyfriend who was in school. You maybe have a male, you ain't married as yet, or you have somebody who you care about. I want to find out, Chika, and any female on the line. Right? When you and a gentleman, now we go on to the relationship section, have a disagreement, do you feel a certain way when the disagreement is not rectified? Or is it wherever, yes? You know what I mean? Wherever it is. So I'm saying it again, slowly. Females, have you ever had a disagreement with your male counterpart? And because it is not resolved, you're feeling a kind of unease? Whether it be male or female, anybody could answer. I just throwing it out there. Right? You feel a kind of unease. No, alright, let me take it from that. It could be a family member, it could be a friend. You all have a disagreement. You don't find a dis-ease with certain people when it is resolved. And that, I think, is an indication that you all are linked. Right? Because you all are linked in some way, whether it be a family member, male counterpart, female counterpart, and because the balance is not there, you all had a disagreement, you all now are trying to mend back the thing. Yeah? Right? So, Chika?
Yes, you do feel uneasy. it's like, you know, you're missing. It's like a hollow, a kind of.
You ever fall out with your mother?
Or something. I
Miss
don't know how to.
McCallman, you ever fall out with your mother or your father or your a sibling and all your makeup yet? I mean real, I mean all your makeup, all your fall out about some stupidness as usual, you know what it be? And then all your makeup, all your password, all your straight home in the house, all kind of stupidness. And all you turning in your bed. You know, you're uneasy. You know, and to me, whether it be friend, family, co-worker, significant other, that is an indication, because that don't happen with everybody. Well, it's with me. Right? If me and somebody fall out me a business, boy, go and sleep with me care, you know?
Yeah.
But it have certain people, when on they ain't resolve this thing, whether it be male, female, boy, girl, animal, place. Yeah? And it ain't resolve. You know, your little sister, you know, little sister, and you're good, you know, and something happen. You're tossing. You're tossing. And I think that is not normal with everyone. And that is another indication that your souls have a connection.
Alright, so we see in Candy Barbara saying that unresolved disagreements does real bother me from deep down. And Andal is also saying it don't sit right with her. So is it for persons who are close to you all, or this goes for any and everybody?
I think it's anyway, you know. I can disagree with real people and sleep real good. Well, forgive me. I could disagree with real people and go in my bed and snore without a problem.
Good night, Sherry.
Good night. Good night, good morning, good evening, everyone. Sherry. So, for the new people again, because we had to reintroduce ourselves.
Yes.
My name is... Right. So, this is soulmate a real thing. There is no right or wrong answer. We just listen to everyone's perspective so that we can have a better perspective on this romanticized, mystical thing that everybody just be talking about my soulmate and I'm looking for my soulmate. Right? So, the last point that was raised is that there are friends, family members, certain workmates, teammates, that if it is not resolved, we feel uneasy.
Yeah, so yes, Shanaka, only the special
Yeah.
Good night, Andal. Good night.
Good night,
Good night,
and good
Shivani,
morning,
as
good
well.
evening. Anytime you're watching this, hello. Right? And much love, Shivani, much love, Miss McCallman. And ladies and gentlemen, these earrings have been brought to you by
Miss McCallman.
Miss McCallman.
I don't know if you remember them, but
right?
I'm wearing them, Shanaka.
Sponsored by Miss McCallman, so big up yourself. Yeah? Right. And it's here, certain people. Right? And it has to be that kind of connection.
Yes.
So the topic is soul mate. I think the spiritual side, coming from spiritual backgrounds, you know, religious. And we don't really, you know, but from a religious side, the word sometimes or the phrase is soul tie.
Yeah.
Right? And that is another rabbit hole that we would like to touch on. So, for the people on the live, religiously, you know, they use this term called soul tie. What are your views on that? So we could cover everything in this live. Right? So, Chika, soul tie. What is your
Well, I've heard normally when persons speak about soul tie, once again, it comes sexual.
Yeah.
Most of the time when they say, if it is if you have sexual relationship with someone, your souls are tied and you cannot, you know, leave the person and, you know, a whole lot of different things, right? So, I mean, soul ties.
So the term soul tie, from the religious perspective, again, for the people who missed it, we took the information that the origin of soulmate is from Greek mythology / Egyptian mythology. So we're recapping a little bit for the people who missed it. It is Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology. It stems from that vein. And in the Greek mythology, the story is, in the short version, is that it was one soul that was separated trying to find its way back together again. That is the short version of the Greek mythology and what that term evolved from. So, into modern day religious connotation, we have now heard about soul tie. So Chika heard it in the religious aspect. So people could weigh in on what they think about that particular connotation, because we touched on mystical, we touched on emotional and romanticized version. So now people could weigh in on this soul tie thing. So I heard that a lot in church, right? Because they used to kind of, right? So I know
it's like a bad
yeah.
thing.
So when they hear that, yeah, my soul tie, you gotta go and kneel down for watch this, right? So people, you could weigh in, Chika, you could weigh in, and then I might share my view on that term or sentence, and Candy Barbara, Sherry, Miss McCalman, everyone in your life, Sonali, you all could handle. What is your view when you hear that term? Right? So again, it stems from a religious situation. And to me, when hearing it in a religious situation, it is stemmed from that sexual act. Right? So
Sherry is saying she believes in it, but it does not always, fit right with everyone. That's true.
So again, listening to the perspective is a fit. Now, tying means to join, right? And I have heard it used as like somebody try to tie someone else, right? So again, you all could win, and Chika could win, and then I will win, because we're trying to get it from all perspectives. And the entire topic, we realized that we could have a soulmate classroom, we could have a soulmate in our own family. It could be a member of the same sex who we good with from school days, and you know them 100 years now since they're small running around, right? And we realized that it has that kind of background when we fall out with them and we didn't reconcile. We didn't resolve it, and we feel it here, and we had to come back and hug up and make up. Right? So, the tying aspect, I think, let's say, as I say before, you have a project to do, and it's a group of people who are not affiliated with each other, let's say strangers. You all have to get to know one another, you all have to work with one another, you all have to join together. And you could become or understand the wavelength of somebody without having sex with them. You do not need to have sex with somebody to be able to level with them on the same frequency in order to achieve a goal. So I think this term soul tie, because it has been always used in a religious forum and always told to us as something bad and negative, we have now had a kind of stigma when we hear it.
Soul tie.
Yeah.
It's always something negative.
Always something negative. So the whole soulmate was emotional and romanticized, and this soul tie, now you want no part of nothing for the soul.
Yeah, right? In a whole that you put on a whole block so that you actually sometimes that those teachings sometimes you don't allow persons to be open to experience new things that will actually be good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies do team building exercises when it is you have a group of people that you want to get in a close knit. Yeah? Right, so we have a comment from Sherry.
Right, you may find someone who you think that is perfect for you, but that person might also be into another who could be their soulmate. So not everyone is meant for each other.
And that is true.
Yeah.
That is true, right?
Yeah, and that's why earlier I mentioned that soul there's a difference between soulmate and life partner. Now the person yes can be a soulmate, but they may not be your life partner. Yeah.
And life partner is more modern. So the way we perceive even Chika and I talking to you guys, the way we even perceive one another is different. So think about this. The origin of soulmate is from Egyptian and Greek settings. So think about that. Now when we say in 2020, life partner, we now perceive someone working with us in life or for life. Now, life partner does not mean for life, it could mean in life. So, again, it is still a mate.
Yeah.
And sometimes the word mate would be used with mating.
Yeah.
So, again, we have a misperception of what the word is. So we will say, yes, life partner sounds a little bit more understanding.
Or even better.
Or even better.
Yeah.
But remember, in order to have a partner, well, they have to become one. Because you all have to be on the same wavelength in order to be around each other for a long period of time. So I think life partner is still soulmating. Because one, mate means to come together for a purpose.
Yeah.
And the connection is deeper than physical.
Yeah.
So when I hear soul, that means the connection is deeper than just a physical thing, a sexual thing. It is deeper than just that. So a life partner is a term that could reflect a better understanding of what soulmate is supposed to be. A soulmate in the context of somebody working with you is really a life partner. Because in a partnership, you all must come together. In a partnership, you all must, and we have some more.
So we have
Best
Candy
friend.
saying, I never really thought about soul ties. When it comes to sexual intimacy, I believe spiritually comes into play along with emotions, etc. Even though some people can be sexual with someone without emotions. Yes, that is true.
So it lends to say that what we were saying is that because I hear the word soul, I think it would be deeper than a physical thing.
Yeah.
It would be deeper than just a sexual thing. It would be deeper than just, you look good together. I think it is deeper than that. And a partnership is something that, stems to see that even if you have a rough time, bad time, crazy time, when you fight and, but because the connection is deeper than physical, is why you all are still around each other in that particular vein. Yes, Chika.
So we having right. So Sherry saying a life partner is a person you want to spend a lifetime with, and there's an unbreakable bond.
Right. So again, you see again, the unbreakable bond I think is something that goes beyond a physical relationship. The unbreakable bond is something that goes beyond a physical attraction. So remember our topic before was sexy, right? So it goes beyond the sexy. She's sexy, he's sexy. It goes beyond that physical scenario. And I think that's the hardest type of relationship, friendship, partnership ever. So now, going back to the mystical, so I like to be devil's advocate. So the root of this thing is from Egyptian and Greek mythology. The short story was that it was one soul that was separate, trying to find each other again. And now listening to it, and hearing what everyone is saying, and all these additives, it really, really is hard. It really come like to find someone or people that could fit together to achieve a goal. It really like you put them to the end of the universe because the amount of frogs they have to kiss to find the prince. You will get tired. Ladies, I don't want to go and with that. Ladies, only send some hearts if only agree. Only have to kiss a lot of frogs. Men too. Men too. Fellas who on the live, and for those who now coming on, this is soul. Be having a soulmate a real thing.
Yes.
So feel free to post your comments.
I'm still waiting to hear from a guy, because so it's only the ladies. Yes, but other guys.
Right, there guys on the live. Check it. Guys on the live.
They're not saying anything.
And again, because guys don't really romanticize about the soulmate aspect.
Whatever view they have on it, you would like to hear.
Right. So in the recap, before the recap, fellas, Chika waited on there. I know how long ago she go wait. Don't ask she waited now. Let's say something.
Yeah,
right?
Say something. And it's only the ladies talking right now.
So again, before we started the live, it was a mystical thing. It was an emotional thing. It was a romantic thing. And it held this kind of eerie kind of finish. But looking at the information, people's perception, Chika's perception, and all the ladies on this live, it really hard. It really like if they cut you in half and they put that joint in some way in your next galaxy, and you're going through this life looking. Even when you have to come together to do a project and you know this one have a view, this one all in a machine, and you have a big project to do and all in a machine.
Nobody is agreeing to this.
You have a management team and the management team in machine. Right? I about talking you about talking me. So the thing is, even in work aspect, even if we have something to do, it's hard to have a team to come together because we're not meshing. It is hard. It's like they put them teammates somewhere in Mars and we had to take a rocket ship to go find them.
Yes, and even in like for school projects, a lot of people be like, oh God, this team project again, people dislike doing group work. You know, teamwork because they don't mesh. They don't really come together to achieve, even if it's for a short time. They find it very, very challenging.
So people, if you are on the live for the first time, this is Burn Team. And if you're on Facebook looking at this, remember to like the page, share the live, and if you're looking at it on YouTube,
subscribe.
Remember to subscribe. Yeah? So, Chika, we have touched on many different facets of this topic. And I think we have now come to the conclusion that it is more than emotional. It is more than physical. It's more than romantic. It is even more than just a bond. I think it's a combination of all.
Yeah, and depending on who it may be some of it, it might be others. Because you're not going to have a sexual relationship with everyone that you meet. Yeah, you may not have even an emotional. You just might be really just achieving a specific goal and it have no emotions involved in it. Right? So Sherry is saying, you know, people have to grow. Because, right, we always have challenges to reach goals. And everything don't always come easy. And that's the majority. Once it is you want something, you have to work for it. You want a relationship, you have to work. Just, oh, I get through. Right? So even to sometimes even married couples, you know, married people, husband and wife, they feel like they're rich. Yes. You ring on the finger, sign my papers and everything nice. No, that is not the end of the road. You still have to journey on. Will that actually be your life partner? Are you planning to actually work together to fulfill purpose and achieve goals and build and build? As I said before, no stagnant water. You must continue to build. If it is not going anywhere, you're not building anything, then it makes no sense.
So again, being devil's advocate in this scenario, I always try to make things harder than it really is. Right? Now, ladies, because them fellas quiet. Right? So, ladies, with this information on hand, is it possible to have a sexual connection with somebody but nothing else? Is it possible to have a soul vibration with somebody who, just feeds one aspect? Because to me, having somebody that feeds all, that will make that person even further into the galaxy. To find, as we highlighted, one person that going and fit all these things your ladies describe. Boy, we had to go, fellas, we had to migrate the planet. Because, and that is a topic for a later date, or that is a scenario for, to discuss within yourself. Because where it would be nice to see that we would like to have somebody that fits all these criteria. What do you think?
You don't always get everybody to fit a criteria. So one might be business, one might be pleasure. You might just find somebody that's both.
Yeah, and I think that is being real. And because after this sentence was coined in Greek mythology, Egyptian mythology, and then after that a poet took it up. The poet led the way you thought about the particular phrase, and you were confused in what it really means, because poets like to express and romanticize.
And it's a lot of imagination too.
Yeah.
So if it is, they explain it in a way that it's only two persons that have nobody else in this whole soulmate thing. But when they recognize you actually have your soulmates, could be more than one. It will be more than one.
Yeah.
Throughout your life, if you really look at it, you'll know that you have more than one soulmate. So let's hear from Giselle. Alright, she said, what about when someone have kids with someone that may not turn out to be a soulmate but a relationship? What happens now since children are involved?
Well, they really
Do you work on them becoming your soulmate, or it's possible? Now, that's a whole different thing there by itself. So no, your soulmate, okay, so I was just thinking while sitting here that you may even have family, you might be related to persons, but you don't have that connection.
Right.
You might have a cousin and you don't have that connection as you might have with another cousin. You might have a sibling. Still, that connection isn't there. But what you want, so now there are always different types of relationship. So because you have a child with someone, you want to have a very cordial relationship where you can co-parent. You may not have it mightn't be soulmate, you just happen to just have a child with this person, so you may not be connected to them as you will be connected to someone else, and that is okay, right? But you want to work on a cordial relationship where you'll be able to bring up the child in a very responsible, loving, caring, way.
And this is Chika J. Her field is social work. So that was the social work section of Basic Unconventional Raw Nutrition. Feel free to inbox Chika when you all have this type of situation going on. She's very well qualified to deal with it. No devil's advocate will add to that scenario after we hear Sherry's comment.
So you could be in a relationship with your partner, but he might not be doing everything to please you, but another person is willing to fill that space.
And this is the hot version of the chat. Yeah? Woo! Gotta get over. So, Sherry, again, we have returned to the question. The same thing I was saying is that what Sherry is explaining is that the pleasure aspect is being satisfied on that connective level, whereas the partner is not fulfilling that. And the question, the reality is that is the real world. We change so much.
Right? So Sherry have a lot of experiences here. So she is saying that how she don't have a connection with her children's dad, but she have a a full a good connection with her current partner.
So as I also told my boys, who I coach basketball, and they are young men and they have girlfriends, and that's the scenario, I would always say that it does not take any connection to make a child. All you need, you know what you need to conceive a child.
Sperm and egg.
Right? So you don't, you need no connection to make a child. And I think that is the problem. Because people think, well, I have a child. That has nothing. Anybody, once you're healthy, can make offspring. The deeper connection is something that you might just meet somebody and all you have this deep connection and you cannot explain it. You cannot put your finger on it. And sometimes we run away from it. Time we realize, oh God, boy, this thing getting too deep, let me run, because it is unexplainable. So when we say we now understand in the term soulmate, it is beyond physical, it is beyond pleasure. Right? So I think Sherry was talking about pleasure on a whole, which is a different topic.
Well, we're not sure exactly. So Sherry, maybe you could explain it, because sometimes too, some people might be pleased sexually, but they're not pleased financially. Or they find the person not even keeping the environment clean. Right? So it could be it could be anything. Right? Yes, and communication is very important. So it does not matter what type of relationship it is, communication is always important. That's number one. If you can't communicate, then...
What I would say is that people who find that kind of connection with a partner sexually, it hard, that is a good soul tie. Because it is be hard to leave. Because sex is something that creates life. Because sex is something that is second to food. In craving, naturally in the human body. We're being real, right? If you find somebody that is a soulmate on that level, it is very hard to leave, let go, or get away from that person. Because your brain, when that craving comes, automatically thinks about that person. And I think that is the mix-up between the term soul tie and what the religious connotation was used to kind of scare people away or turn people away or whatever is the case, because it is a powerful connection. We have to admit that a sexual connection is a powerful connection. You could be good with somebody for business, but a sexual connection is a powerful thing. And if that is what Sherry was saying, is that really and truly the person and her have a very strong bond in that area, then be it honest, the partner with you are trouble to say. I'm being real. Because we understand now how deep the connection is. You see, it come like roots. You see these big trees, the roots just go deep in the ground. And sexual energy and that sexual vibration is a deep-rooted kind of thing. And to find somebody who meets you so deep, if you're with somebody else, it is going to cause problems. I'm not saying to leave anybody, but we have to pay particular attention to that because of the strength of the connection.
And I guess that's where they really come out with these soul ties, and not to have that. I think that's why that's why it seems so negative.
And really and truly, and being honest, because we're trying to hear from different people's perspective, and we have people that have children, we have people in relation. I mean, we being real as burn team, and we talking,
real
man.
Talk, real talk.
Yeah. Quality time is what Sherry is talking about, and your quality time might be different from my quality time. And you just said communication. So maybe sometimes we need to communicate. Here, what's going on? My quality time is we going and take a walk. That is my quality time. But there are other people's quality time, maybe reading a book together or watching a movie or something else, right? So again, because of how powerful this term is, and because of how hard it is to find. So it's like, it is understandable. Women, you ladies are very hard to please. Right?
I'm sure women will say
you all women are very, multi-faceted. and men are very one-dimensional. So, Mars and Venus. So, if a woman finds a man that really meet them deep like that, and them know the amount of frogs them kiss before they meet that man, it's real hard for them to kind of move forward away from that because of how much work it takes to find him in the first place. Or her. Guys, you know what I mean? Yeah, so if you're watching this on Facebook, remember to like the page, it's Burn Team. If you're watching it on YouTube, your girl Chika J, feel free. You know, Chika J is very multifaceted. So ladies, if you all have any problems concerning emotional problems, she is a social worker and she can listen and give guidance for free.
I listen well.
Only on Burn Team page, otherwise it's a different thing. But you know, she would be able to.
Sherry, yes. I don't know what you told.
Difficult?
Women difficult, but it do have ladies who experience difficult men as well.
Yes, they are difficult men. They are difficult men. But you know what? And that again ties in with how deep your connection is. Yeah. Because I could be how difficult. I always devil's advocate. I always try to add insult to injury, right? But if we connected real deep, it won't matter. And that is the problem. The problem is because you are not connected deeply and the connection is shallow, anything can break that bond.
Exactly.
And we want to go back to the unevenly yoked, right? So right? Yeah, because we was talking about religious, and you know, in some of the religious texts they talk about do not be unevenly yoked. So for people who know it or hear it or romanticize about it, or the pastor or the pundit spoke about it because it has been spoken on many different religious platforms of being unequally yoked. In reality, when in the garden, them planters back in the days, they used to till the soil with oxen. So we're giving you a kind of history of this too. And what used to happen is that they used to yoke two oxen together. So back in the days, they didn't have no tractor. So they used to till the soil with two oxen. Again, already roots and reality. Rasta. Yeah? So they used to have to yoke. Yoke means to bring together. Yoke means to mate. Everything we're talking about here. So when you hear the term, do not be unevenly yoked. So what the farmers told the Rasta, because I didn't really get the full story in the religious section. So the farmer tell me, which is my grandfather, told me that if you get one oxen that's stronger than the next one, the yoke, which is two wooden things they put on the oxen to join them together, that is what you call a yoke. The stronger oxen will break the yoke because they have to pull together in the same strength. So you always have to find an oxen that match the other oxen's strength so they could till the soil, which is the, you understand? To till the soil.
Come like going through life.
Going through life together without breaking the bond, which is the yoke that is on the neck of the two oxen. So, how deep your root is with that person will determine how much pressure you all can take together.
Alright, so I have a question. Right. To what you just said, right? If you meet someone who you have a deep connection with, but over some time problems occur that cause that connection to go, and you finally part ways with that person, and after some time you find a deep connection with someone else, but the person has more faults than the one before, you just continue going forward to everyone, you have a strong connection, hoping this one could be your life partner, or is this where the emotional focus comes in?
It's a nice you want oh, this for me?
Well, you were speaking.
What in our discussions, Chika and I have a lot of strange discussions, and one of the discussions that came up that might be able to assist you is I believe that human beings are antenna and receiver, right? So whatever we transmit is on a frequency, So if I am to call your cell phone, I need your number. That is the frequency. And what you're saying is that it started off one way and ended another, and then you found someone else. And in reality, the frequency you was vibrating on matched the person you was with before. And you changed your frequency, you changed your goals, you changed your dreams, you changed the way you take work, the way you view life, and that is what separated you guys. And then you found someone that vibrated on the same frequency. So sometimes in life, we need to put out a vibration that we want to keep around us. Because if I continue calling Chika on the wrong number, she won't be able to connect or pick up. Right? So maybe you need to take a step back and stop having relationships for a while and get to know yourself. And then get to know what you want. And then transmit that so that the person that would vibrate on your frequency would be able to connect better.
And it doesn't go to say that you wouldn't have any disagreements.
Take a time.
But you want to know, as Lion just said, get to know yourself.
Yeah.
So once it is you know yourself, you know what it is you want in life, you will know which path you want to go along. Then once it is you have that energy out there, you will actually meet the person that will match it, that you will have, let us say, a very good road ahead of you with minor
You will always have challenges.
You'll always have it.
And with a life partner, regardless of what you're doing, whether it be work, school, family, it is have rift. You know why it doesn't really come family? Because you can't turn away and say, well, my mother is not my mother again. Or my father is not my father again, or my sister is not my sister again. Yeah. But when you have a really, you can always say, well, me and you not together again. Yeah. And that is the difference. The difference is, you have to decide if you want to stay or leave. Sherry.
So what Sherry is saying is everyone has flaws, but it can also be fixed based on trust and reasoning, right? Just figure out what it is you want in someone so that you know what you are looking for. Now, I should talk about knowing what you're looking for, right? So sometimes ladies have this I want this type of man. This is what I want. But are you the type of woman that the man wants? Are you bringing? Right? Sherry said just do the 90-day rule. Well, yes. I ain't able. Right? So, we can't just say we know what it is we want, but are we given what it is we want? Because they might say, no, I want a man that is financially stable.
Are you financially stable?
Exactly. I want a man who can cook. Can you cook?
Yeah.
I want a man who will be able to protect me. Can you protect that man? Now, people just forget that men can do a protection too, What about emotional protection?
Yeah.
Right? So, we can't say we want things and then we are not giving back anything.
I always believe that you attract yourself. And it's a hard thing. Ladies, all you are attracting all yourself. You know what I'm telling you? Because when it is you put out the vibration, it's a copy. And then it's going back now to the whole origin. So you see, if the soul was one, that's the origin, and it was split in two, you are tracking yourself, though. Right? So sometimes we need to look at ourselves and make some changes in here, and it would be easier in your relationships with family, with workmates, project people, emotional. It would, because now you would be attracting the people that vibrated in the right frequency, as opposed to saying, I only choosing the wrong thing, or the key phrase, I'm bad lucky with man.
Yeah.
That is a, listen.
Man is dog.
Yeah. You see what coming out of here? You're tracking that. So kind of speak positively.
Yes.
Don't say men are dogs. Don't say I'm bad lucky with men. Because when you confess that and you put belief behind that, you're going to get that.
Exactly.
So maybe you need to take a time out, work on this. And while you're working on this, confess positive things in the future.
Yes.
And when you do that, you might find that positive people coming around.
Yeah. Alright, so Sherry is saying just be yourself and be honest. If someone wants you, they have to love you for you and not someone you are pretending to be. And yes, so now why we know pretending is not a good thing because it's only so much, so how long you can pretend for.
Yeah.
Right? The truth is always, you can't pretend for a very long time. Some people are really, really good actors and they have a lot of different personalities and they might do it longer than some.
Yeah.
Right? And they will attract many, many different types of people.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, you want to be yourself, but you also want to work on yourself and become better because sometimes there are things we say, well, take me as I am or watch me as I go.
Yeah.
Right? That is something that people use often. But sometimes that thing that people are running away from,
Yeah, that's just it.
you have to think about why people don't want to be around me.
Yeah.
There must be a reason. You're not saying they need to have a whole circle of people, but if it is you don't have positive energy, sometimes simple as somebody being sick all the time. Something many find go every time is a sad story. Right? So the energy that you have, right, you have to know what type of energy you put out. So if it is you put out positive energy, even in thoughts, sometimes people always, sometimes I'm like, how things always happening to certain people, like how? But you have to put positive energy out there in terms of relationships, any type of relationship that is.
Yeah, and the positive vibration, the positive words is what would assist in attracting the right people, the right circumstances, the right situations, and even the relationship you're in. Because I believe if you want something to work, it will work.
Yeah.
Unless it's maybe an abusive relationship, or if it's an abusive job, or if it's an abusive group in the team. Right? But to me, if you all are on the same, as we say, wavelength, same page, it would have reason. Because I can't reason with someone if you all not on the same page. If I say, Chika, I don't like the way you're talking to me because you just get hot quick. There's a hot skull. And Chika not only trying to understand that, I trying to tell her you're hurting me with how you're behaving.
Yeah.
Then she would say, well, it's a job. Because I talk hard, you can't happen. It's a girl or what? And I think we hurt each other.
Yeah.
Especially in times when we have differences, whether it be family, significant others, workmates, teammates. We disagree and then we start to attack each other. And I don't know, we need to address that. Right? So again, we have covered a lot. Candy Barbara, much love, right? Andel, Sherry, Burn Team family, thank you for participating. And if anybody sharing what you think we should have for the next live, so before we touch out, you all can suggest what would be the next topic. So we give it all there 20 seconds.
So yes, so we just recapping the origin of the, soulmate would have been from Greek mythology, right? Where it have the splitting of one soul into two other ends of the earth, now trying to find themselves together. Then we have the poet, right?
Sherry.
Samuel Taylor, who would have spoken about soulmate, and if it is you want a happy marriage, then you want to have a soulmate. So let us hear what Sherry said.
We therefore we both team family.
If your partner has that one female friend that he keeps talking to every day,
oh Lord,
non-stop, drop everything when the friend calls and go to her needs. What is that call? So as we said earlier, people have more than one soulmate. Now, ladies are very, very touchy. They are okay, so Sherry saying cheating is the next topic. So people send their hearts if that is the
if you all want to talk about cheating,
yes,
that's a real bacchanal topic.
Yeah, real bacchanal, right?
Send your hearts in the chat.
Yeah.
Right? If you all want to hear that, Sherry and all the Burn Team family who want to chat right now, Sherry is suggesting cheating. Any more suggestions?
Yeah, so as I was saying, soulmate, we have more than one soulmate, and sometimes you might, even when people comment on relationship, as Sherry said earlier, to be honest, because you might have that one friend that you will put down, you will stop everything to do for them, right? It may not be sexually, you mightn't be in a sexual relationship, but a female partner needs to understand that, so you need to give them that assurance. Because, sure, if this is your case where your partner dropping what he doing to answer this lady, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that this is a sexual relationship, but that it doesn't necessarily mean
love
that,
listening. I'm listening.
right? But he could just have a very close relationship with her, and that's the person that she feels most comfortable with, speaking to when situation arises, because that's the person who could understand best and be able to comfort them and get them back to emotional. We talk about the emotional part of the soulmate. That might just what the person is in their life to help them to be emotionally stable.
And that was the decent version.
Yes, and
You want to hear my
course,
version?
of course, you could have where is somebody that you're actually having a sexual relationship with, but of course, honesty is very important. So just be honest.
Cheating and flirting.
Oh well, cheating is a very big topic because
Next topic is cheating and flirting.
yeah.
Yeah, so
No, yeah, because some people ask, is flirting cheating?
we will deal with that in the next topic.
Yeah.
Right, so people, the next topic is cheating and flirting. That'll be fun. Right? Because some people charisma is that it sometimes comes out as flirtation. And then some people believe cheating at all different levels. So it'll be interesting.
So how we gonna categorize? Because cheating is one thing, flirting. So we're gonna just combine it.
Yeah.
So thank you, ladies. I don't know where the gents are, so I thank you, gents.
Straight.
Right?
Right? Right, so if you're looking at this on Facebook, like the page, share the page, comment when it's over, share it up, all kind of things. And if you're looking at it on YouTube, remember to
subscribe
to Basic Unconventional Road Nutrition for all the dietary tips and tricks. No BS. It's your boy Lion.
And it's your Chika.
All the we gone.